Let the team at Black Hills Information Security test your defenses. With over 10 years of experience in penetration testing, red teaming, and threat hunting, the testers at Black Hills will help you find the holes in your security before the bad guys do. The team at Black Hills cares about educating and sharing their knowledge by creating countless blogs, open source tools, and webcasts for you to learn more about the tradecraft of pen testing and red teaming. Visit securityweekly.com/BHIS to join their mailing list and view the latest blogs and webcasts from Black Hills Information Security. Signal Sciences secures the most important web applications, APIs, and microservices of the world's leading companies, protecting over 7,500 applications and 150 billion production requests per week. Signal Sciences Next-Gen WAF and RASP help companies increase security and maintain site reliability without sacrificing velocity, all at the lowest total cost of ownership. Signal Sciences' patented technology protects any application against any attack, with integrations into any DevOps toolchain. Signal Sciences, demand more from your WAF. Learn more at signalsciences.com/PSW. Effectively securing your organization and its reputation requires a smarter approach. To maximize efficiency and minimize risk, security experts turn to Logarithm, the only leading solution built solely for security teams by a security team committed to your success. With Next-Gen SIEM, user and entity behavior analytics, network traffic and behavior analysis, security automation and orchestration, and compliance, Logarithm provides security made smarter. Hey everyone, this is Paul Asadorian, and I'm here with Matt Alderman, my partner in crime. Partner in not crime, but
yeah. we try to stay away from the
crime part of it. Yeah. Partner in all things fun and entertainment and business and all that stuff. We're here at SecureWorld Boston 2019, and it's been a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show. I mean, we're right in the front, which is great because everybody sees us when they come in. Then we get the crowd that wants to come see Paul and take pictures with you, and so a couple tweets probably today with some pictures from fans, which is always great.
Awesome.
Always connect. And we handed out lots of lens cloths for people to subscribe and listen to the show.
It's good.
Which is always good.
And how many security vendors do you think are here, Matt?
Well, let's see. There's 4 or 5 rows.
You think there's 10 in each row?
Yeah.
You think there's probably 60?
There's probably
roughly?
50, 60 vendors in here pretty easily.
And we visited most of them, actually.
Yeah.
Many of them are sponsors, which is great, which is a sign of growth and prosperity, and good that we find good vendors to work with and share with our audience. Some of them I have already done briefings with, and then what was left is really where we tried to spend our time.
Right. Who do we need briefings from? Who are some of the newer ones we haven't seen before?
Yep.
Some we have proposals out for, so we go over and see them and see how things are going, which is always good. But
a lot of the consulting MSSPs,
even
VARs,
the
resellers, we don't often work with those types of companies as sponsors, which is kind of weird. I don't know why. We more, I think, align with security product vendors.
Yeah.
So that's where we spent our time. So I got like a bag full of stuff that I collect, which I hate taking swag, but it serves as a reminder.
Yes.
I actually kind of like having the swag
Plus, I think
around the office and home.
I think the kids like it too. So.
The kids definitely like it. So actually, and my kids love earbuds. And if I buy earbuds, they break them, and then I'm out however much I paid for them. So anytime I can get free earbuds is good.
It's got a little charger
and
cable
it's got a charger
too.
cable in there too.
Yeah.
So this was
Agari.
I liked, and we need to do a full briefing with him. I don't fully understand everything. He was talking really fast.
Yeah.
He was very well rehearsed and talking very fast. But essentially you point your MX record at their mail exchange servers, and they're able to do all kinds of analysis for you on your email.
Yeah. They don't care about the content. They're looking at the header. They're looking at to, from. And
that's what sold me.
Yeah.
That's what sold me on it is they're not looking at the content of the email. It's just the header and the mail exchanger portion. So we're going to do a full briefing with them. I liked their approach for that reason. I thought that was unique.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to help you with your email problem, but we're not going to look at the body of the email. It's beautiful.
Because I asked him, I'm like, who do you compete with? Do you compete with Proofpoint, Mimecast, those guys? He's like, no, we augment them. They're looking at content. We're not looking at content. We're just looking at header.
There was a couple of vendors like that on the show floor, which is kind of interesting. Let's do some socks. Of course, we love socks.
These are the Beyond Trust.
Beyond Trust.
I think most of us think of Beyond Trust as a privileged access management company and a VM with the EI Retina.
But that's BombGuard.
But this
right?
is BombGuard now.
Yes.
Yeah, this is BombGuard, Beyond Trust, Avecto.
Yep.
All
and
rolled
one
together.
One other one. I did a briefing with them.
Was it Lieberman?
Lieberman, yes.
Yeah. So all these guys have now come together under one umbrella.
Under one company.
It's the BombGuard executive team, but it's branded Beyond Trust. Beyond Trust seemed to have the stronger brand of the four companies that came together.
I had to think of it because there were so many companies that merged and got bought and rebranded. Right. It was served as a good reminder.
Good reminder. Obviously, really focused on privilege, access management, privilege endpoint.
And he was talking about some of the functionality was overlapping in the companies they acquired, and they're still working on merging it.
Bringing all that together.
I think they're going to be a really strong player in the space. I think they need a couple of years to really integrate all of that technology.
Yeah,
I really think it's going to take them that long.
You took 4 companies and rolled them all together. It's a lot of work to integrate all the pieces parts.
You're looking at probably 2 years. I would say that's a generous. I mean, that's like 6 months per.
Yeah. I think what they're doing is selling lots of product, but to get it all streamlined. Yeah, I mean, we had this conversation when we were at Tenable.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to take a couple years to fix some of the architectural stuff. They're still in the middle of it. So 2 years is probably a generous estimate?
Yeah, I would agree.
Put that one back in there.
I took it out so we didn't grab it again, although let's see. What else we got in here? Oh, socks. We love socks. Int Sites.
Yep.
Sites.
Good friend Richard Benigno works there.
Israeli-based company, you said,
Threat
right?
intelligence. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice socks, man.
Well,
I got to go grab a pair of these.
I didn't see this Guardicore.
No, I put it in there.
Oh, thanks. This is like a slap bracelet?
Yeah,
it's a beer koozie.
It's a beer koozie.
Oh, anyway, well, let's talk about Insights. They, from my assessment, are fairly direct competition to Digital Shadows and Risk IQ in that they do the discovery piece, they do the threat analysis kind of piece and threat intelligence, and they bring that together. They were the first to have the remediation kind of component. In other words, they do integrations to say, well, we saw this threat with this IP address or domain. Okay, go out to my Palo Alto firewall, go out to my whatever controls DNS, right, and block that from happening.
Gotta love the automation story, yeah. Pretty cool. Nice socks, though. I gotta have to run over and get a pair.
Yeah. All right. So Guardicore, well, have we?
No, it's not quite done yet.
Okay.
They are in the process of potentially being a sponsor. They have a proposal on the table.
We have a good relationship with Guardicore, and so we're looking to work with them.
Microsegmentation, but so they're doing a tour. They're doing microsegmentation tour in microbreweries. So there's one coming up soon. So I guess go out to their website.
Marketing
and figure
genius.
out. That's awesome, right? Microsegmentation at a microbrewery.
I wonder if that was Dave's idea.
It's pretty cool.
Wouldn't surprise me. That's a good idea. I like it. What else we got in here? A lot of pop sockets. Hold on, I'm digging in here. Oh, I saw the demo of Simplify.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we interviewed the general manager from Simplify. I did yesterday, so that little segment's going to air as part of this wrap-up show. Now these are kind of cool, the black and the red.
Well, yeah, I liked them because it was like our colors.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I could be wearing these today.
Woo. And so when I saw the demo of their product, so we did a briefing with them, but I saw the demo. I really liked just how easy to use it was, and I could like what they told me in the demo, in the briefing rather, really shined in the demo. I was like, and I kind of validated what you're saying is actually true, and how you roll all this information together, how you're collecting indicators of compromise, but also heavy on the operational side.
Yeah.
The dashboards were just very, very user-friendly, very focused on the operations of a SOC. So,
and that's kind of where they believe their value is. You've got lots of different tools in the SOC. Bring all that together in a way to make it easier to operationalize, help the SOC analysts do their job more efficiently. That's their play.
So it'll automatically create a case for you, right? And it'll, in the case of a phishing example, right, it'll say these users were part of this phish, and then all your indicators where else it pulled data from, like your phishing thing and this hash from this malware, all that's like right in the same screen, which is awesome. And then you can drill down and get more detail as to what it has been collecting about that particular case that it's related together.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's necessarily unique,
nice
but their interface, socks their interface was really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at the interface, I look at the messaging.
Yep. So Veridin is here along with Attack IQ is here. Of course, Scythe is a sponsor of the show. Marcus Kerry, who we brought on, was Threat Care. Safe Breach. Who am I missing? Am I missing anyone in that?
No, that's
XM Cyber. How can we forget XM Cyber? So all of these are, I think all of them have a slightly different take on breach and attack simulation, where Veridin really has built a lot of functionality that is unique, is that Veridin can tell you that this attack happened and your SIM, as an example, was able to observe it or not. And if it wasn't, they tell you how to configure your SIM so that it can
find that
catch it.
alert.
So,
Yep.
And they integrate with all different types of security solutions to help you validate your solutions. In that respect, they're very unique in basically testing your
Security defenses.
Yeah.
Right. What defenses are working? Which defenses aren't working? How do you tweak them?
But they do all that.
Reconfigure them.
The thing that makes them unique is they do that automatically in the tool through integrations. And I think others may be trying to catch up, but Veridin's got a good head start. If you want to test your security architecture, Veridin's reports and everything will, in automation, will help you do that in integrations.
What else you got in there?
Signal Sciences, I wanted to mention quick because I was at their booth and I was telling people who were showing up to their booth, I was like, is it okay? Like, if I answer their questions? The guy's like, yeah, go ahead. And he really liked my explanation, so I was helping out Signal Sciences. I'm like, no, you should really use their solution.
They've been a strong partner for a long time. So.
Long time,
yeah,
which is awesome.
What is in there? Is it earbuds?
It's a squid cable charger thing. Yeah.
Oh.
I like the case, too.
Yeah, the case is nice.
Yeah.
That's why I asked what was in there.
Yep.
Because I like the case.
Good for earbuds so they don't get wrecked.
Right. And probably a little better than those plastic ones from Agari because they're a little big and bulky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SSH.com. I, for some reason, did not know that the guy that wrote SSH way back in the day, whose name I should remember, is the founder of SSH.com. Now, you may think, well, SSH is open source. Why do you need a commercial solution? They've been providing a commercial SSH solution, Tectia, I think is what they branded it. That's been around for a really long time. And they did that for people that didn't want to, back in the day, compile it and support it themselves. And then they added on features for key management, right? Like, let's say you've got 50 or 50,000 systems. How do you manage SSH keys on all of those things?
Right.
They had that. But their recent, what do they call it?
Privex.
Privex is their recent product that I was really excited about when I heard. It's basically like an access, I don't know what to call it, an access broker, administrative. It's a PAM.
It's kind of a PAM. It's supporting privilege access.
Yeah, through SSH.
Through SSH.
Using certificates, not your traditional SSH keys.
And managing that centrally, but lighter weight than a password vault, for example.
Yes. So I think if it's here, you authenticate to it to get to somewhere else, and it sends the right authentication and make sure you have access to that. So it's an access provisioner.
Kind of a broker somewhere.
Yeah,
it's kind of a broker.
It seemed easier to set up than a vault.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if they can make that work with applications rather than
just
a traditional vault.
Yeah,
which I think should be possible. So what else we got in here? Oh, our folks, fine friends at Preempt. We did an interview with their CEO. You should check it out. And like I said in the interview, when you tend to hear and see what Preempt is doing, you're like, well, are they a single sign-on?
Yeah.
Are they looking at your telemetry?
Are they identity and access management?
Right. Are they trying to get rid of the password? Right. And they're like, turns out they're none of those things, but they're better than a lot of all of those things put together.
Yeah, what do they call it? Conditional access.
Conditional access.
So
basically, and I just sprayed stuff on my hands. Basically, but this is a screen cleaner. smells really interesting. But so conditional access, they're monitoring the logs within AD for authentication. And over the years, I've actually talked to like John Strand, and he's like, when you authenticate to Outlook Web Access, he's like, you give them a lot of information. So you can find out a lot about the device. And it almost sounds like kind of like user behavior analytics, but not really. They're basically looking at the logs and saying, Matt's login, that now looks suspicious. Make Matt do a second factor.
Right.
Or put Matt in a different network or
We've
whatever.
seen these adaptive authentication solutions. Some of them are mobile focused where they're looking at, your phone usage and activity.
And Preempt doesn't care.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to use
doesn't
to
matter
log
what you
people in,
use.
doesn't matter.
Right. They're looking at it more
from a central.
from a central AD perspective.
And it was that's all explained in the interview, which you should watch when we publish it. That's
What else
more
you got
of the same. I'm digging deep in
Yeah,
here
you've
now,
got multiples
Matt.
of some of those.
Expanse.
Oh, the old Cadium.
Cadium, who I briefed with at Black Hat a couple of years ago, they've rebranded to Expanse, and basically it's external asset discovery.
Correct.
Right? Discovering what assets you own on various pieces of the internet. What do you say their new feature was now?
It is attribution. So not only are they discovering it, kind of their value, they believe, is really attributing it to the company that really owns those assets. And so they spend a lot more time on attribution. And then, so the assets, and now what they do is they tap into the net flow data of the tier 1
That's
ISPs
what it was, yes.
so that they can see where traffic is going to and from those assets on the public web to really understand. If you say, look, none of my traffic should be going to Russia, they can actually tell you whether any of your asset traffic is going to Russia because they've tapped into these tier 1 ISPs and they're able to monitor that traffic and see where it's going, which is kind of interesting.
That was
cool. The unique part.
Yep. Let's see.
Rfid Protector.
What else we got in here?
Kind of cool.
A lot of these are duplicates.
Yeah.
Do you talk to? I got the. Well, this says Sale Point, but I got it at the Kenna.
At the Kenna booth?
Booth.
Oh, I talk to the Kenna guys all the time.
Maybe I
love the Kenna guys.
Maybe it was someone else's and I stole it, but.
Oh, maybe. Sale Point. I didn't stop over there.
No, have we talked to them before?
I think so. Sale Point. You guys should do a briefing. We should have a conversation.
Identity, right?
Identity. Yeah, identity platform.
And
on the Security Weekly Index 25 Index.
Sonatype.
Sonatype, yeah.
Derek Weeks, listeners that are involved with DevOps probably know Derek and a lot of the work that he's doing in the DevOps community. So Derek's coming on Application Security Weekly to do an interview. And Derek is really passionate, shares my passion too for solving the problem of I'm incorporating open source into my software. How do I make sure that I'm safe? Not just from licensing, right? Making sure I'm licensing correctly, but vulnerabilities.
More importantly. Yeah, software composition analysis is, I think, is the new space.
That rabbit hole goes really deep.
It goes really deep because I don't think a lot of people realize how much open source is dependent on other open source libraries and binaries that may or may not have been patched in a while. And so when you start to understand all those interdependencies, and a lot of vulnerabilities hidden down a couple layers in the dependency tree.
Now, did you see these coasters from SecureWorld?
No.
They were coasters that chronicle the story of Elizabeth Smith Friedman, who was a code breaker. And from reading some of these cards, it looked like her work went all the way back to World War I.
Yes.
She did some work with trying to get people who were rum running. And then doing that, she stumbled upon Nazi codes and was working on breaking the Nazi codes even in World War II. So that was pretty cool that they highlighted
they highlighted her. She was all over the keynote boards.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I had not read her story before, and it was a nice little departure from trying to learn about all the vendors, which is always challenging. I think that's it, Matt. To be honest with you, I think we covered.
Well, we interviewed Steve Brown. He did the opening keynote. We saw Bruce Schneier's keynote yesterday at lunch.
I saw Bruce in the speaker ready room, but I wasn't at SecureWorld. If you work for SecureWorld, close your ears. I wasn't a speaker, but I went into the speaker room because there was no controls, and because the speaker room's kind of weird. It looks kind of like a dungeon, and then it's got all these wires and pipes that run through it, and it's all cinder block. Like it's kind of strange. So I wanted to show, and I walk in, and Bruce is the only one standing in there, Bruce Schneier, and I'm like, it was kind of awkward. I was like, oh, hey, Bruce, like, remember me? We did an interview like a long time ago. Like, I'm from Security Weekly, and he was very nice and said hello and shook my hand and all that stuff. And I liked his keynote a lot, actually.
Yeah, he was talking about kind of the future of where things were going to go and some of the challenges. I remember two of the three.
Points.
Yeah, I mean, look, authentication is going to be a challenge because now we have API endpoints just exploding. They all need to be authenticated in some form. So he talked about the authentication challenge coming. He talked about the supply chain concerns because chips are being produced, devices are being produced in other countries. The supply chain's a big concern. I can't remember the third one off the top of my head, though, either.
He didn't have slides, which was amazing.
I know.
Totally jealous that he was that engaging without slides.
Without a single slide.
That's a goal of mine for future. Yeah. But he did a great job of, when we talk a lot on Security Weekly about why security is so challenging and so unique when we make these analogies to things outside of security, I thought Bruce did the best job of saying, and I struggle to remember the specific examples. I don't know if you do, Matt, but he made a lot of parallels that, like, yeah, in the real world, if you're trying to secure this, it's not like security, because in security, our threats change every single day, and threat actors are morphing and changing and all over the world, right? So he made a lot of great parallels.
Well, I mean, he talked about the autonomous car. And think about all the things a car needs to connect to be autonomous. It needs to connect to systems, weather, traffic, etc. But also it has to understand its relationship to all the other autonomous cars. And he was just talking about the explosion of the connectivity that's going to come when we think about these systems longer term. That also drives the authentication problems. They're like, look, when it was 10 things, we could do it. When it's 1 million of these, you can't do it manually anymore. We have to think about the automation impacts of how do you deal with the authentication explosion that'll happen, right? So he brought up some really, really good real-world examples of things that we're going to have to think about as security professionals in the future, which is something we've been talking about a lot, this disruption of digital transformation, not from a technology perspective, but just all the other business challenges that are going to come that security now has to think about, and how do they become efficient with solutions to help address those business problems. So we'll see, but it was, like I said, he did no slides.
No slides.
And talked
awesome.
It was great.
Cool. Well, that concludes our wrap-up of Secure World. Thanks for watching.